Hey, I guess we skipped the title screen and we went straight to the live stream. A little bit of a delay it looks like on the interaction between what I'm saying and what's going on, but here we are once again. I believe we are live streaming. Yep, it looks like we are up and running. So happy Monday morning. Today is the what? 23rd. 23rd of November. How's it going? Another beautiful week starting off here in Minnesota. Beautiful orange sunrise this morning. One good thing about the short days and long nights is the sunrises and sunsets are just spectacular, and they happen so close to each other. So it's pretty easy to wake up in the morning, catch a sunrise. You don't even have to stay up late, and you can catch that beautiful sunset. So, I don't know. When was the last time you guys woke up and saw the first rays of the new rising sun? That's a Jimi Hendrix song. One of my favorites. Anyways, so let's see. We got James. Good morning, and Jordan. Guten Morgen. Guten Morgen to you. We're going to wake up the old iPod here, so when I spin around, I'll be able to see the chat. James saw the sunrise this morning. All right. Still coming up. Still coming up here in central Minnesota. Yeah, so Thanksgiving week. How about that? Gobble till you wobble. A lot of chit chat, a lot of talk, a lot of drama about whether you should stay or should you go. My advice: stay home. You know, it's interesting. You know, there's a lot of people struggling right now with all these changes that are happening, and not much is changing for me because I've been kind of running the same operation since day one of staying home. Let's get this set up here. Too much twist. Alright. We got it. Alright. But anyways, have to yeah, stay home, stay alive. It's kind of the thing right now. I know it's tough not being with friends and family around the holidays. And guess what? You're not alone in that feeling, especially this year. But something to consider, something to remember is that on the daily basis, every holiday, every single holiday, there is a military member, a military family that absolutely will not be able to see their loved one or their friend or their family member. And that's been happening since the dawn of time. These holidays that we celebrate, they're great reasons to get together. They're great reasons to celebrate whatever you're celebrating. And sometimes the things we celebrate can be a little bit funny. It can be a little bit interesting. Can be what used to be tradition can be, kind of offensive and out of the question. I was just kind of looking back and thinking about, Columbus Day. Well, maybe we shouldn't be celebrating that. And, if you look at it as a global ta-da, what's Thanksgiving? American Thanksgiving is, I don't know. One of the comedians I watch, they suggested, putting Thanksgiving in like July. It's like, that'd be pretty awesome. But I don't know. We've already celebrated Thanksgiving in our house. When we say celebrated Thanksgiving, we already ate our Thanksgiving meal. We cooked ourselves, how big was it? I got my little piece right here. It was a 12.9 pound turkey, almost 13-pound turkey. And this is what I got here. This is a, let me get my thing so I can see. This is came on the Butterball. 13.9 pound Butterball, right? And I guess what I wanted to do today is I wanted to do something with this, because you're going to see the fly tyers, you're going to see a lot of Thanksgiving Day themed flies. I've got my turkey somewhere. I don't know where my turkey ended up. Probably ended up in my fly box somewhere. But anyways, go back in the archives. I did a really cool Thanksgiving turkey gobble till you wobble in the past. I don't know where it's at. Anyways, so we're going to do something with the netting, this yellow netting. And you can find this stuff with the apples and all sorts of stuff. But this is going to be the Butterball 2020. That's what we're going to call this fly. So we're going to go ahead, take a sip of coffee, spin around, and we're going to see what we can come up with. I have a couple of ideas of what to do with this, but like most Monday mornings, don't actually know exactly 100%. So let's go ahead, we'll spin my ugly mug around, and we'll head over to the bench. We'll spin that around. Oh, we gotta zoom in on that camera a little bit. Refresh that screen, turn on the light. And let's zoom in a little bit. Alright, that's fair, I think. Make sure we got everything flipped over, flipped around, and we can see everything's happening in the chat. Tennessee, Chicago. Alright, so here is my my Butterball net, and let's take a closer look at this. So I see this and I am thinking legs. So let's find our scissors, and we're going to just cut off a small little workable piece so I don't have this whole giant piece of a bag kicking around up here. Because, a patch about the size of a deck of cards, not much bigger than a deck of cards, is going to yield a butt ton of these. And we're just going to peel these off kind of one at a time. So let's go ahead, and what I'm going to do, let's go ahead and get to this trimmed off. We'll get this clean line on this edge. Alright, so now we can kind of work our way up, and what I'm looking at here is my little X. So let's set that guy down for a second and find ourselves a hook. Let's go with big O size 10. Maybe this will be what we want. Might be a little bit too big. That's a little bit too big. Let's go 12. Because we can always trim these legs down just a little bit. Alright. Get you in the vise. Bada boom, bada bing. And this is a size 12 dry fly from our good friends at the Fly Life Co. The original. All the way from Canada, eh? You betcha. Alright. Let's get our thread. Let's go with the Vivas 8-aught. We'll go with the black thread. And we're going to start our thread about midway on the body. And we're gonna, this is all experimental theater here, folks. There's really, again, as always, there's really no um, agenda. This is experimental theater here. Let's tie this in. Let's build up a little bit of a bump. This will give us a little bit of a shelf, a little bit more of a diameter match. Bing. Let's go right in the middle. We're going to see what else we can do with these. And we're going to slide down a little bit and take a couple of wraps right underneath. That'll help lock that in. And let's go. So essentially we're tying this in just a bump in front of the hump because it's got a little bit of a mass. And let's get this. Oop, 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 oop. You know what, we can even come in and wrap just the individual legs too. We'll do one around that one, and we'll come up between that side. Alright, so that's a thing. We got some legs on there now. I'm out of focus. I wonder why I am out of focus. It looks clear on my end. Good morning, Steve. Thanks for tuning in. Let me check on this end. And my stream health. Everything appears to be good on my end. Maybe I'm just not streaming out in whatever HD quality. Let me check this out. Stream settings. Alright, let's see. Stream health. Says it's excellent. I don't know what to say, boys and girls. Everything appears. So the data on my little screen here says I'm doing 30 frames per second at 2500 kilobytes per second. Whatever that actually means, I'm not 100% certain. Could be the lines. Well, on my end, it seems to be somewhat okay. It appears to be quite a delay. I think maybe that's... I don't know. Should I keep going, or should I try to pause for a second? Because I mean, if it's worth restarting, then I can easily try to restart. I don't know. It's up to you guys. Keep going. I gotta keep going. All right, we'll keep going. All right, let's do. I have a little bit of foam. And to keep with the Butterball color theme, this is what I got pulled out. A little bit of blue foam. I'm not sure what that's coming across on the camera, but it's close to the Butterball blue. We're going to try maybe with a little foam beetle. Well, maybe we'll try one as a beetle. Let's do a little strip of this blue real quick. And usually, typically, what you're going to want to do when you cut off foam for like beetles and such, you want it to be about the hook's gap, right? So that's about a size 12, right? That's where we're at with that. Maybe I could have tied this in first and then those legs. I don't know. I like doing a little notch, kind of like a crayon tip. Think of a Crayola crayon. That's what I like to see there. And I'm going to keep everything right in front of those legs. We're going to see what happens here. Let's tie this in forward, and then we'll work our way back. I'm not going to go back behind those legs at all. I'm just going to keep those kind of our play along piece there. Because then that's going to fold forward. Alright, let's get a little bit of something underneath this body, a little bit of dubbing. And I pulled out some dubbing to kind of, again, go with the Butterball theme. I found this Wee Folk, where is the label? It's Wee Folk Mud Gold. This is from our friends at the Fly Tyers Dungeon. A little bit of dub, a little bit of rub-a-dub-dub. Let's wax our line, because this ADOT is not a waxed line. At least it's not heavily waxed. Alright, a little bit of wax. We're going to put just a little touch of this dub on there. This will give us a little golden belly. Work it towards the rear. Maybe a little touch more. I'd rather add just little bits at a time than come at it with just way too much. Alright, on the front, let's go ahead and spread these out, and we'll take a turn or two right in front of it. And I always like to take a few wraps right underneath that foam, help hold that up. I like that so far. Let's do a small, we need a little indicator, a little contrasting spot. Let's go to our little foam scrap bin, and I reckon this will work just fine. And this is just a small little bit of yellow foam. All right. Too easy. Whip finish. And then we'll trim our foam. I like this. This one's coming out actually fairly nice. Decent. Oop. Let's trim our foam head. And we'll trim that indicator back. And there it is. That's just going to be our little Butterball beetle. How about that? Good morning, Aaron. Thank you for tuning in on this wonderful Monday morning. Hope you hope you had a great weekend. This was we're calling this the Butterball beetle. And let's set this guy off to the side. How's the focus? Have we come into focus yet? Boy, this piece of cork is just getting absolutely chewed up. Alright, I like that. It's definitely a thing. Uh-oh. That's the sound of the bobbin hitting the ground. Bobbing down. Alright, let's try that again. Let's try, well, not that again, but a little something different, because the evolution of what we can come up with is greater than any single fly, I think. Alright, so this is a Fly Life Company, a premium fly hook, size 12 dry fly. Pretty standard, standard issue dry fly hook. Not anything X, large or small. All right, let's go ahead and start our thread again. And where'd our little butterball legs go? There we go. All right, so if we're just tuning in, we're playing with some butterball. This is a butterball bag. This is from my Butterball turkey. All right, I paid $16. How about that? This was we've had it for a while. Best by April 2020. That's when we bought it and froze it. It was excellent, perfectly cooked. We already had our Thanksgiving. It's the wife and I. What is your favorite Thanksgiving dinner accessory? What do you go for? If you have nothing, if you can only go for one thing on the Thanksgiving dinner table, what do you go for? James asks, what is my favorite trout fly? It depends. To fish, I like parachutes, parachute anythings for dry flies. And I don't know. Trout flies, it's so hard. It's so hard to choose. James is going for that ham. All right. So, let's get, last time we tied it in like that. Let's try tying it in like this, maybe like a little water wing. We'll have both coming up. So maybe we'll tie our little foam beetle Bailey foam in first. Again, I like to do the little Crayola crayon tip or a pencil tip. If it comes out like that, that's what it comes out like. I like to have it a little bit more like that. Personal preference. Start it on the near side of the hook, and then by the time you get it squished in and rolling, it should pull itself level to the center. I don't want to go too far back. I want to leave that bend open. Let's grab this Wee Folk dub. Steve is going for that cornbread. Now, what kind of cornbread? Is it like the cornbread that's in like the big dish, like the wet cornbread? It's almost like a whole kernel wet corn, because that stuff is good. Or like a Jiffy Mix. We're a Jiffy Mix around our house. I'm going to tie in these legs first before I do my dubbing, because I'm going to dub over them. I'm going to keep these legs up towards the front. I'm going to build a little bit of a platform to tie these on. Let me do... This is going to be interesting. I'll do a couple of turns right down the middle. I'll do a couple this way and a couple this way. James, you love the dry flies, but you do better with nymphs. I do better with nymphs too. But you know, the reality is my going out and trout fishing is so minimal because I am a warm water guy, and we are chasing smallmouth bass in these here parts. You know, we could almost... Alright, we're going to fold this one forward because that's what we got going for this one so far. But we're going to see about doing something. Actually, you know what I'm going to do is I'm just going to trim you off there. All right. I like that. Let's get our dubbing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start my dubbing. I think I'm just going to dub just around the front end there. Let's do a nice tight. We don't want it loose. Nice tight dubbing loop. Or not loop, but a noodle. Alright, we're talking about scratch made with buttermilk, baked in cast iron cornbread. Outstanding, I say. That sounds good, good, good. I'll just do a little bit more up front. I need something else. Now the reality about trout flies is, for me, the majority of them actually end up in a panfish's mouth, some sort of sunny or crappie. Alright. I'm liking that. I want to shorten you. Well, I shorten you up just a little bit. I don't know. We're on to something here. What should we do? What should we do? How can we make this better? You know what we could do is, let's tie 2 sets of those on. And then we can have mo legs. Or we could bend those forward. A little bit of flash. I want to drop this in the bucket. Hold on to your seats there. We're going to drop this into the bucket. Let's see what this does. What are your predictions? What's this going to do? Let me drop this in. We'll just give that a quick second. And it sinks. Maybe we better give our beetle a try. I'm pretty sure our beetle should float. Alright, so the beetle floats. But our other one sinks. Alright, I guess maybe I could just try taking a little bit of the legs just to see. I'll take this little scrap piece, see if it floats on its own, if you know what I mean. 'Cause I don't think it does. Because most plastic does float. Yeah, it does eventually bobble back up. Alright, maybe let's try something. Let's put our cap back on here so we don't lose our water. That's what the foot of the bench looks like. All dirty. Alright. I got an idea. We're gonna go... Yeah, I just might need some floating. And that's the thing, is I really don't ever really think about things like that, because I'm not much into dry fly fishing for trout or anything like this. So I so infrequently even use my floatant. So what we can do is, this is the same stuff. Here's my floatant. Here's my bench side floatant. When I know I'm gonna need some floatant, again from our good friends at the Fly Tyers Dungeon, they call their floatant Dungeon Juice. Just a little dab of this, and it should go. And you want to apply it while your fly is dry, so it's kind of a pre-treat deal. So let's go ahead. Start our thread, and I'm going to do a couple sets of legs on this. So we're going to go back towards the back end, and let's trim off our butterball legs. Let's go right here. Nice set of 4. I want as much of that leg as possible. Thought I heard you cut. Here we go. I don't know, that one looks a little short. Let's go a little bit tighter. Yeah, this one. So my big thing for Thanksgiving is my all-time favorite. If there's one thing on the table, if I got to go for it, it's that cranberry jelly. I know, weak, but that's what I like. I think I need to build that up a little more. It's just too big of a chunk. I just need to build up a little bit of a body. Uh-oh, see what happens when you slice your thread? Bury that in there, and it'll be all right. Maybe we need a... Let's do our legs. Meh. We're gonna try that again. Let's see if we can't... Oh, I like that. I think that really helps lock that in. Alright, so we got that one. I'm We're going to call that our tail. Our back rearmost legs. Let's even those two out. There we go. And these ones we can kink back. And then we'll do another set of legs for the front. And we'll try to do the same thing over here. Alright, we're getting there. It's kind of like a figure eight. See, the trick is not putting too much tension on it too soon. We just really got to work our way up to it. We could almost just, yeah. All right. So I think right here what I'm going to do with this is maybe give it a little bit of a little dab of insurance. So let's add a little drop of Zap-A-Gap on there. Just enough to get it wet. Alright, we'll give that a second to do its thing. Let it cure. Actually, you know what? I wonder if I could just... This is a little dab of accelerant. So let's... I think that probably did it. If I were to guess, that thing is solid. Wouldn't you know? Alright, so that's that. The accelerant I used, it's a zip kicker accelerator for super glues. Will not craze most plastic, forces immediate cure. So I just a small little spray on my bodkin, got a little droplet, and that was it. Okay, so now I don't have to worry about these guys rotating and sliding and getting anywhere. Let's see here. What do we do from this now? It's looking pretty good actually as it is. Let's do some dubbing. We'll just do a little basic dubbing body. Maybe a I wonder if I have some. I thought I had some. Yeah, let's do this. Let's do. I'm just really trying to think outside the box here. I'm just kind of rummaging through some stuff, thinking, what could we do? What could we do? Looks buggy. Let's do a little, I don't want to necessarily do foam. Let's do a little bit of, this is a Scud Gray, a little stretchy back stuff. And I'll do a little dubbing underneath, and that'll be the top. Alright, this is how we're going to do this. I'm going to tie this in. I'm going to have to be careful and work around those legs. But I have confidence in my patience. So let's go right back there. And we want to pull these legs forward. We'll push them where we want them here in a minute. Alright, we're doing something. Okay, so the theory is we're going to get this, we're going to fold that back up and over. Alright, so let's get a little bit of the dubbing I wanted to do, and this is, it's the same, nope, it's not the same, this isn't the Wee Folk. This is some crap dub, K-R-A-P, crap, and it's blackish. But if we look, it is a little bit of everything, and I believe there are some little micro rubber legs in here, little bits, little shreds. Let's add a touch of wax. We'll see what happens with this. I think these little rubber legs might be a hinder. They might be helpers. We'll see. I might change my mind. I'm changing my mind on the dub. At least on that one. Calling an audible. Changing the plan. Frago. We're going to switch to black peacock ice dub. Black peacock. That's some magical looking stuff. I think if we wanted, we could probably actually just tie in an actual peacock hurl, but I think this dub is going to do us just a little bit better. At least it's going to be a little more manageable, maybe. Alright, we're just going to work this through the body and not catch the legs. Or the hook. Okay, that's that one so far. We're getting there. We're going to add more or dub. Okay, we got, ouch, we got you, get you out of the way, bring you up and around, we can pull you back. Alright, that looks pretty cool with just all the legs swooped back. But let's go ahead, fold our skin up and over. I'm going to work this through. Let's go ahead and trim you off. In between each segment, I'm just going to do a parallel. Oh boy. Watch the tip of the hook, Aaron. Well, it's definitely something. I kind of like having all the legs swooped back, but I kind of like having those swooped forward too. It really looked... I mean, this is going to last 2 seconds in the water, but... All right. Hey, Steve, thanks for tuning in. Happy Thanksgiving. Yeah, we'll be doing this again Wednesday night, just Thanksgiving Eve. Yeah, Thanksgiving Eve. All right, I'm going to throw a little drop of head cement on top. What do I want to do? I kind of want to accentuate that, so let's come in with a little bit of something a little thicker. This is a thick hard. I'm looking for my medium. I think I want my medium. And always test our UV light. Make sure Every now and then, test your UV light, make sure the batteries are working and everything is happy and scrappy with it before you start applying your goop. That's all I'm going to add. I'm going to smear that around with the old bodkin. But I don't want you. There we go. Just gonna kind of let that settle in before I zap-a-dap it. Alright, we'll set it and forget it. Alright. So yeah, this is 1,000,001 legs coming from our Butterball turkey. Turkey bag, turkey net. Um, so when you're out and about, just imagination is your only limitation, folks. I heard a quote, not the exact quote, but something along the lines of Einstein was talking about, what's more important, or what's the most important thing. And you think it would be knowledge, right? Coming from Einstein, knowledge is power, etc., etc. But that's not the case. He says the imagination is greater than your knowledge, because your imagination is limitless, and knowledge is finite. At a certain point, knowledge, you can only research and do so much. So, imagination is your only limitation. Keep dreaming, keep thinking outside the box. Definitely, talking fly tying, open the books, learn from the books. Definitely spend some time trying to replicate what you see. But where I think things really come together is where you step outside the box and really start to create things on your own accord, etc., etc. Because I think that's where things really start to come together. So, questions, comments, concerns, what do we think? What do we know? What do we do? I think for whatever reason, my live stream on my computer has like a 5-minute delay, but what I see on my iPod is a little bit more accurate. I'm switched over here so I can read the chat a little bit better. But yeah, it's going to be a wonderful week. Hope everybody has a wonderful and safe Thanksgiving. Please, 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 for whatever you do, just be safe. Think about yourself. Think about others. This is where your actions will speak louder than your words. This is the time where I think, yeah, your actions are going to speak louder than your words. I will gladly sacrifice one Thanksgiving to spend the rest of my Thanksgivings with you. I will gladly sacrifice that. And, if you think about our military and people that are doing their thing, um, it's something to think about, you know. So, yeah, stick with it, folks. Tie some flies, have some fun, spend some time with your family, you're in your household. I guess it's National Board Game Week or something like that. So get out there and play some board games. I've been playing a lot of chess. I've been playing a game called Stratomatic. Yeah, it's interesting. That Queen's Gambit, man, that's a good series on Netflix. And boy, that inspired me to pull out the old chess set. But yeah, we're gonna leave it at that. Have a wonderful week, everybody. Let's switch this over to that one. That's what I wanted to do to begin with. There we go. Thank you all for watching. Please stay safe. Please stay healthy, everybody. Happy tying, and yeah, sure, you betcha. Tight lines. Peace.